All righty, guys. Good morning. Week number 3, coffee and consistency. Lori, I can see you on my screen. How's my sound? Am I good to roll? All righty. You guys all look awake. Like maybe it's because you're on the East Coast, or maybe you're in the middle of the country, or if you're on the West Coast, you're ready to rock and roll early. You got your coffee in hand. I'm going to keep the intro short. My name is Brad Miller. We're on week 3, one of my favorite weeks, because this is the week where the consistency is starting to pay off. You're starting to get more confident. This is it's like any new habit. It's starting to happen little bit by little bit, and it's becoming automatic. You're starting to get more bold. And like a lot of messengers and a lot of conversations I saw this week, people were saying like, oh my gosh, this person reached out. Oh my gosh, it's working. Oh, this person that I knew 10 years ago wants to talk. Oh my gosh, this person's referring to me. Oh my gosh, I just nailed the health assessment. Whatever it is you're doing, practice makes competency, and consistency makes all the difference. So I'm excited to see how many pop in today, because your commitment to yourself is the thing that makes the difference. Some people won't stay consistent through this deal. And I hope that, not hope, but I congratulate all of you today, because we have something very special for you, and we have a special speaker today that I'm very excited for you to hear. So again, as we get kicked in here, drop it in the chat for everyone that just tuned in. Where are you tuning in from this morning, and how many health assessments or Coach Explorers did you do this week? And if you want to say how many people actually got started on that, great. But honestly, just like Tim and Kelly covered last week, we all know that the conversation is the win. Oh man, everyone's tuning over. 6 health assessments, Kaylee, 1 Explorer. You're an animal. Oh my gosh. All over the country. I love it. Other reminder, if you want to send someone a text, even if it's just your support team this morning, to say, hey, I'm here, I'm ready to rock, great. It's always great to just be in communication. Or if you see someone here that's not here yet, send them a message. We don't want to leave anyone behind today. So other props today, I want to keep this intro short. I just have to say congratulations to you all. I see you guys in the news feeds. I see you guys blowing up. I see you guys going live. I see Lisa Eakley, you're on my screen right now. You're like, I started 20 more conversations today. No wonder your frontline volume was so high last month, because you're invested in relationships, my friend. So it's been super fun to watch all of you guys getting after it. And that's why we have a very special surprise for you guys today, besides the content we're covering here. So the other reminder, because again, we're also going to be covering mindset. Like, what does it take to grow? This group is for people that want to grow. Business, coaching, skills, health, life, everything. That's what we're committed to over these 6 weeks, is growing ourselves in every way, shape, or form. And that also goes for our CEO mindset. So who here took a pulse check on the 10th of the month to see where they were at a third of the way through the month? Like, how are you doing? I can see Lisa doing it. I see the pros do it. Joanne, Norma. I see Laura. There's only a few people on my screen right now. But such a key step. That'll be one of the action steps, because middle of the month becomes one of those things. It's a mindset of the people that change the most lives. You guys have been consistent. By the way, just also one more thing. Drop me in the chat here. Who loved Susan LaBelle's live or Casey and Candy's live on the nutrition stuff? Did that blow your mind? Like, did you guys love that? Yes, love, love, love. Like, hopefully you guys learned so much, realize the value that we're bringing to so many people as we continue to rock and roll this way. So without any further ado, I'm just going to keep encouraging you guys to level up on your health. Remember, we have 2 free registrations that we're going to give away based on overall weight loss percentage during this, and overall health transformation.
Maybe I'm like,
oh, hold on a second. Got to mute someone real quick. Ken, you got that? Man, he's quick. All right. So with that being said, you guys, grab your notepads. We have some amazing speakers today, people that have changed a lot of lives. One person that's particularly special to me, Ashley Miller, is, if you guys don't know, is actually the real brain of the operation. You guys see me on Saturday mornings, but she's the one running the show behind her, and she's absolute gold. And we talked about doing the health assessment this week, everyone voted, yes, Ashley, do it, and drop some knowledge bombs. So I hope you guys have your notepad. I get to hear her do these, and it's magic every single time. Every single time I know she has a health assessment, I'm kind of like peeking my ear in, because she's just so good at asking questions, like Tim and Kelly talked about last week, about really coming alongside people, keeping it simple and duplicatable. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to my beautiful wife, Ashley, so she can blow all of our minds this morning. All right, Ashley, are you there?
Good morning. Hi, everybody. Thank you for that, Brad. So sweet of you. Yes, I particularly love the process of a health assessment. I feel like I've taken everything over since 2009 when I started doing health assessments, I guess, and taking all the things that I've learned really work and accelerate the speed of trust in the relationship, and ultimately that client saying, or that person saying, yes, I want a part of this. Ultimately, some areas that I know accelerate the integration of a person who would consider coaching actually would be the right fit for them at a much maybe faster pace. And like I said, I really have chosen of all the areas. Can you mute that for me? Is that Tim? Whoever, who's running mute, Brad?
I am. It was someone we couldn't mute, so I muted all. Go ahead and unmute yourself and get back to it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Point is of all this, guys, I've just really chosen, this is the area. So here's how my brain works. My brain works in troubleshooting. And if I'm not getting the results that I want or that I could understand could be the potential, I go in and troubleshoot my stuff, right? And I ask my mentorship, what are people doing? Like, what are the results they're getting and what's going on? So this is an area that I honed in on because I realized it starts in the beginning. It starts at this point. So let's get started. Brad, do you want to share the PowerPoint, or do you want me to?
You go for it.
I am disabled to do that.
All right. Well, then
don't worry about it.
We will get that set up here. Let's see here. All right, you should be good to go.
Awesome.
And one thing, while she's getting that set up, I just want to edify her with one last thing. For over almost 10 years now, Ashley continues to bring in clients, and she doesn't run out of it. She runs high frontline volume. She is like the epitome of everything that all the questions you guys are asking, because you guys have all committed to being better at this, and the questions you guys are asking, she is going to answer for you today. So again, I hope you guys have your notepads, because this is going to be really good.
Thank you for saying that, because actually, in addition to a notepad, would you all take 30 seconds and go, actually, hopefully it's right next to you. Will you go get your health assessment and have this in front of you? Because we're actually going to use this as a living document and a tool right now. So I'll give you a second. Go grab a health assessment, double-sided, because we need the whole deal. I'll give you a second to do that. Brad's got it. Lisa's got it. I can see you guys all moving around. Okay, so I'll get started. So where are we at in the process since we started Coffee and Consistency and you've decided to put action into place? And where is it? Hang on. There we go. So here's where we're at. Step one was you made the decision to grow and lead. Then what? Then you started to share openly and publicly and intentionally your stories and other people's stories and your passion, and you're letting people in to understand both through social media and in person the way you're living out loud. You chose to start to reveal that to the world. And you're not revealing it, I mean, you're excited about your stuff. That's cool too. But it's to show people what's possible. Now people are saying, what are you doing? Then we talked about moving it to the phone, right? Move that conversation to a phone call. Well, what on earth are you going to talk about on that phone call? And that's where we are. So what is this person looking for, and how can Optavia help them accomplish it? And the only way that we know the answer to that is through the process of a health assessment. So here is where we're at. So what is the point of the design of this health assessment? What was the psychology that went into this thing as it was created? Well, first, it gives me as the coach the verbiage to awaken through asking and listening. So my mind is saying, what does the person I'm listening to mean behind the initial desire? Maybe the initial desire was, tell me what you're doing. And I could tell you lots of things I'm doing, but what are you asking about? Well, I want to lose weight. That's the initial desire, but I need to ask questions to better understand what do they mean. It's also designed to allow the person, the other person, not the coach, but the potential client / coach, you're listening to hear their own answers. So in their mind, the idea is now that I say these things out loud and I can now hear my own heart's desires, and now I'm ready to do something about it. So that's what's going on with this design. And then it helps me and the future client / coach understand where are we starting from and what is where is baseline, and we have a measurement to measure growth from. Every single person on here who hated taking that starting photo, aren't you so glad now? Not then, but now, because you have documentation of how far you have come now, because you have the reality of where you were at when this started. And that's what we're documenting on a health assessment. And it keeps me, the coach, organized. And I 100% know this for myself, and I bet you feel this way too. Being organized leads to confidence. An organization also leads to the highest capacity to help more people, grow my business. If you've ever watched anything with business ever, you know the word scale. How will you scale? And multiply my time. And isn't that what everybody wants? So this is what's in front of you. Here's your health assessment. So let me give you some tips that I have learned personally over the years and from mentoring lots and lots of people. Here's some best practices. Number one, actually the whole thing encompassed, is be completely and fully present for this call. 0 distractions, no multitasking, turn off the noise, and be present. And the best results if the best result is the beginnings of an awakened, integrated client who ultimately wants to help other people, it's got to end with that transaction to help the person proceed. The best way to do that is to be in a place you can listen and take notes. Give yourself enough time. Rushing is usually a very regrettable health assessment. So if you are just squeezing these in and there's no even a minute or two to breathe, come into this present, be in a place where you can take notes, and you are constantly looking at the clock, you cannot be there with that person. You cannot develop and utilize the soft skills that this needs. As far as speed goes, we'll talk about this in a second, but I can't give you an accurate time of how long these are taking, because it's much like anything you've ever done. It takes longer as you're starting, and then as you become so proficient, your speed will like your time will decrease as your efficiency and effectiveness will increase, but give yourself room to get to that point. An exceptionally executed health assessment is the biggest investment in coaching of your energy and presence, and it also is the biggest bang for your buck. Your business is driven by client acquisition that leads to excellent client support, that leads to acquiring a coach, that leads to excellent coach support and leadership. So this is the foundational piece. So if you think of it like that, everything from this point forward with the client and the future coach is built on this. So what do I need to learn about them? And if I'm not getting the results, what do I need to learn to go do? What's the skill set I'm missing or the mindset I'm missing? So what do I need to learn, do, ask, and understand about this person? And this is your tool for success. Let me say that in a way, so I don't want to rush this. This is your tool for success as much as it is for the future client and coach. Okay, so there's some mindset stuff of what's going on. Why is this thing important? So the awaken side, if you had to break down, where's my priority on this? This is hands down the highest priority on a health assessment is the awaken section. I see so many people who are coming to me saying, I just don't understand what's going on. I do 10 health assessments and I don't start a single client. And I'll say, would you mind? I mean, if you really want to break through, can I listen? Because I want to know what's going on, because I can understand how frustrating that could be. And it's always, there's two spots, and I'll cover both of them, but this is a heavy spot. If you're getting a lot of, I'll say, pushback, you're probably not spending enough time in this area. Because this is the area that reveals the heart's desires. So mentally, I learned this from Robert Fritz, who is a mentor / peer of Dr. Anderson's. Mentally coming into this with a completely blank canvas. I can't tell you how many times I get on these, and the coach that I'm trying to, help work through this already can tell me, this person's going to tell me they're so busy. This person doesn't have a lot of money. This person doesn't have a this. And let me tell you, you just decided that for them. My job as a professional is to have no preconceived notions at all. And my job is to ask the questions to completely understand. Like, I have a blank canvas and my paintbrush is the question and the paint is the answer. And I need to get enough answers to paint a picture of this person and what they want. And I am unable to adequately advise what is the best fit for them within Optavia until I understand their heart's desires. So please, if you're doing this area where you're like, never thought of it that way, spend your energy here. Allow their answers, like I said, to paint the pictures. Learn how, Susan covered this and Kelly covered this, and you're gonna hear this a lot, and it's because there's a reason. Learn how to ask great questions. Take your elevation of, I think I asked some good questions. What do you gotta do to learn how to ask great questions? So learn how to ask and then stop. Ask the question and stop. And then listen. And then get into their mind and ask a deeper question. And then stop and then listen. Fine tune. Okay. So in the spirit of we're here to make this about the other person, and my job is to understand the other person. Here's another spot I see. People put a lot of pressure. I really gotta nail the share my story because this is gonna be the punch that really makes them know I'm relatable and Optavia works. I hate to break it to you. They already know it works. That's why they're in this conversation. So this is not to convince them it works. They saw your picture. So you don't need to worry about the I about you section, okay? If it helps you or you think it will add to the conversation and not distract, break it down to 15 seconds, okay? 15 seconds, 10 seconds, or if you're already a habitual, I relate to people because I say, oh, me too, and this, maybe just skip it. Maybe just skip it because this is totally about the other person, right? And you want to keep them in the flow, them on a roll. So we, as a society, connect by sharing our piece. And I really have had to learn to start to connect by asking excellent, empathetic questions. And I develop a environment of safety to open up to on this health assessment through the Awaken side. And by doing that, I then can put myself in their shoes. I can feel the pain because I've experienced the discomfort and the pain and the, when they talk about they want confidence and when they talk about it's embarrassing that they can only wear black because it's the only thing that hides, the roles. And I've been there and I can get in their shoes, but I don't need to tell them I've been there. I need to think, what would somebody have asked me in that time that would have helped me awaken? So looking at it through their eyes to develop your questions. Okay, and then hold space. Get very comfortable asking. Can I just say, if you're gonna write anything down, I choose today to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm the gatekeeper for the comfort, and if I'm avoiding being uncomfortable, I'm avoiding connection. I'm just gonna get comfortable being uncomfortable sometimes because this is new. I've never had any situation like this. I've never had these deep connections before. I've never done any of this. I'm just gonna get comfortable getting uncomfortable and asking, what do you want to create with questions? Shifting, I do not want answers to here's what I want answers through your questions. I don't want to be fat is not a desire. It's a good start. And learning how to say, tell me more about that. There's only so far you can go. It's a very shallow answer, but it's a habit answer. We don't know how to, we're not attuned to saying the deep stuff. We're, and we'll laugh about it. And I want to lose 20 pounds is a great start. So what are you going to do? So when you see this in the middle, what would it mean to be at that healthy weight and healthy place again? Fill in the answer they just said. What would it mean? So, hey, so if you lose 20 pounds, tell me again, how tall are you? I'm 5'3". So to lose 20 pounds, what weight would that put you at? 120. Okay, so you're 140 right now. So what would it mean for you to be 120? What's life look like at 120 for you? What are you doing? How are you feeling? See what I'm talking about here? This is the shift. What I just did also, you literally just heard in that sentence, is I have muscle memory with this. I don't need to repeat myself because I don't look at this in a way where it's check off the box. It's a flow. It's a tool for me. So if they just told me they want to lose 20 pounds, I go write it in the other section. If they just told me they have high stress, I go write it in the stress section. If they said they're not sleeping well, I go write it in the sleep section. So I'm listening and active. This is a moving tool for me. So I wrote this today. You can decide today. I'm going to get fluid and familiar with the layout. I want my muscle memory to know where to fill in as I listen. When I listen and write notes, I'm more present. And I fill in the spaces as they speak. And you can decide that. It's a choice, and you get to make the choice. So you've gotten through the awaken, and the person's probably like, let's go. And I almost have to pull the reins back just a teeny bit and say, let's get baseline. Because we're going to watch all of this improve. But let's get baseline real quick. So daily routine and habits, why am I asking these? Have you ever done that when you started as a coach and you're like, why am I asking these? And if you skip over the psychology, you may still be asking them, but you don't know why you're asking them. So look at how things shift when you shift how you think. I need to understand where they're starting from. The person answering also needs to understand where they are starting from through their answers. Then we have a baseline to track improvements and growth in the future. It helps me understand how am I going to ask better questions when they begin their Optavia journey and understand their life more thoroughly. For instance, can you identify any stressors in your life? Here's a question on that. If they say, I have a really stressful job, what's your coping mechanism for that stress? I drink. Yep. Pretty common answer. Then what happens? I'm tired. I don't have any energy to do anything. I don't like how I show up. Oh, yeah. Give them this space. Do you see how these answers that they're giving are real? And now I understand. What if that wasn't, is that the ideal response you want to have to stress? What would be the ideal response you would have to stress? Because stress is not going to go away. What would be the ideal? That I go for a walk around the block? That I don't burn my own house down trying to get back at other people? Yeah, we can do that here. You're going to learn that. We have the tools for that. I got goosebumps just doing this. Okay. It helps me understand what obstacles to expect we can navigate together as they begin their transformation process. A lot of people have a hard time drinking water. A lot of people drinking alcohol. Their lifestyle, their work, their response to stress, all the things I just talked about. Speaking of stress, here, I don't skip any section, but I'm smooth through the sections. Does that make sense? I'm smooth, I'm fluid, but I need the answers. So what do you do for work and rate it on a scale of how much they enjoy it? Dig in. This could lead to the exploring coaching conversation very, very quickly. And if they do love what they do, ask them why they love it. This is not they don't need Optavia, they love what they do. Dig in. Why do you love what you do? Tell me more about that. What does that do for your soul? How does that match your calling? What do you think your calling is? Maybe there's a match in Optavia too. I'm keeping this in my notes. We're going to emphasize this on their integration call because now they love Optavia. Understanding eating patterns and how often they eat out. Change the question, scratch this out. Where it says eating habits, how many times a week or month do you eat out? Scratch it. Say how many times a day or a week do you do you eat out? Do you purchase something, whether it's eating or drinking, that is not from home, is not from a grocery store? Day or week is way more accurate. Week or month, they're kidding themselves. So change that. And this is really important because we also need to understand mutually their spending. They are spending time going out to eat and they're spending money going out to eat. And we both need to understand that. They need to hear that. So this is a giant area. I see if it's skipped, I get more cost kickback. If it's not, I usually am putting in an order and they never ask me the cost once. And that has to do with the Awaken. So I ask myself, and I would encourage you to ask yourself every single time until you're as fluid as you could possibly be. Do I shut off my brain and go robot script when doing these? Or do I turn on my brain? Let me say it again. Do I turn off my brain and just do it because my mentor told me to? And if I'm doing it, I'm going to get the change, the results, and I'm doing what they said. Or am I coming in, turning it on? This is like a trigger reflex for me to be present, to listen, to understand, and use this as a guide so I can be the best guide. So I can advise this person to the best of my ability and how Optavia can serve them. Here's how to sum up the back page in very simple questions. Whole page. Here we go. Do you take any medications? Do you have any allergies? Is there anything else I should know about in your health? Is there anyone else in your life that you would like to get healthy with you? That's it. And don't skip the last question. Get comfortable being uncomfortable, guys. Don't skip it. Because what actually you're doing, you're shortchanging your business. You're shortchanging your ability to help more people. And our job is to teach community, and this is important for their success. So if I don't ask it because I'm avoiding it, I actually didn't serve them. So really, if you're not asking it, just get comfortable asking it. And if you are, good job. You're probably got a ton of referrals, or this person's becoming a coach. Okay, Bradley, I want to respect my time. So what, should we end there?
Let's see here. No, you have 5 more minutes.
Oh, alrighty. Let's do it. Okay, next time, here we go. We're going to blow through this a little bit, so I'm going to talk faster. All right, now that I have collected everything I need to get the best understanding of the full picture of what you're looking for, where you're starting, here's what I would advise. I would advise, let's just start with healthy body. Healthy body, to accomplish the healthy body goals you described, I would advise the Optavia fill in the blank plan. 95+% of your time, you'll be advising 5 and 1. Okay, I haven't looked at the chat. Maybe I should. Hang on. I can't find it. Oh well, let's keep going. Here we go. All right. If you probably have saying some great things in the chat. I just don't know where it's at. Oh, there you are.
It says, oh my gosh, give me the whole hour. This is golden. So good, Ashley. This changes the way I'm doing health assessment. Give her the whole hour. Wow. So stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Cool. I guess it's helping.
So let's wrap up this part, because I know where you're at. You're at the pretty vote part.
Oh boy. Well, there's a transaction. There's a client at the end. Pretty bows are cute, but I want, at the end of this person moving to becoming a client and a coach. So let me tell you, here's a difference maker. When you get to the end of this thing, you can now accurately advise answers. So you know that in your health assessment, like the thing that came in your business kit, there's that breakdown of the 4 components. Here's what I want you to do, and I think you want you to do. Take it, read it, highlight it, and then go write it in your own words. Like the same structure, but go write it in your words. And go listen to your heart and what helped you with those 4 components and what stands out to you. because that's how these are my words and my ability to authentically explain the 4 components on a health assessment. And this is why when I move to my integration call, which we'll be teaching about the support structure, the client gets started and then what? When we get to that, you're going to see why I can bring on my mentors, and my mentors can slam dunk. What's that called, Brad? An alley-oop? I don't play basketball. Is it football? I don't know. Point is,
basketball.
Okay. The guy you know what I mean? Is it Peyton and somebody? There's people. I'm shooting it and Terry goes, boom. And now we've got a coach. And that's this. People like, I don't get it. That's this. The 4 components of Optavia is a mindset, and it's the reality. The reality is we got healthy body. So I would advise, based in your healthy body section, I would advise to reach the goals we described. Your plan's 5 and 1. But let me just tell you, Optavia really kicks in at the next level when you reach that 120. I really think that's when Optavia kicks in high gear, because then we get to go from weight loss mode, healthy weight mode, to healthy life mode, and we're going to optimize life from that point forward, and we have the structure to do that. So just letting you know ahead of time, we reach your healthy weight, and then we move from the plan to the next plan to the next plan, and we'll hold you through the whole thing. Okay, so that's your healthy body piece. Now let's talk about your healthy mind piece, and here is, man, this really makes Optavia stand out. And this is why you see those pictures. And this is why you're like, how do these people keep it off? How did my family keep it off for, 17 years, 2,500 pounds? Here's how. Healthy mind. You're going to receive our Habits of Health educational system. It's totally designed to help you get your mind along for the ride with your body. So you've told me that you've lost weight in the past. Do you think that anything you did before would have been more successful if you had something had helped your mind catch up with what was going on with your body? Or when you lost the weight, was your mind exactly in the same spot as your body was changing? Now they're like, yes, cool. So we want to make sure we bring your mind along for the ride with this. A healthy body doesn't really necessarily mean a healthy mind. But a healthy mind, the side effect is a healthy body. So instead of so many people begrudgingly do this, I'm going to say it, they're not excited, they're not passionate because they forgot to check in about this. This is so important, and it's actually really exciting. So Optavia is really unique. You heard me say that, I'm just typing as I write when I did this. Okay, then, so we got 4 pieces. Healthy body, we talked about that. Healthy mind, we talked about that. Now let's talk about community. So tell me how the people you spend the most time with, is it family, coworkers? Is that who you spend the most time with? Yeah, okay. How are they gonna respond to your process of your transformation? Well, my husband probably is going to want to get started with me. Oh, tell me more. Yeah, he's so supportive. He's so excited for me. He just, he wants to see me get started first. Awesome. I'm like, writing, right? What's his name? Seth. Okay, right? Awesome. Oh, this is going to be great. You guys can support each other. What about your kids? Yeah, my kids really are gonna feed off of, they're going to be so happy that I have energy. Awesome. What's your coworkers going to say? My environment at work, there's a lot of donuts that come in. I'm not going to go into my whole spiel. I don't got time for it. But point is, I need to know their reality, and so do they, right? So we are a social species, and we need our people. And so I'm explaining, we have a really active, vibrant online community. It's so supportive. You're going to make new friends in there. And in our group, it's 1,500 people all doing the same thing. They're going to be so excited to cheer for you. So be very comfortable asking questions and celebrating with those people, because those are your people. And as we go, probably more and more people are going to want to be a part of your community. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that will be really exciting. Cool. And then the last piece we're going to look at is support. Okay, let me just go into actual mode of what I'm going to say. Okay, the last piece we look at is support. So support is a two-way street. There's a person giving it, and there's a person receiving it. So I get the best job in the entire world. I love my job. Clearly, I love my job. I get to support people who want and are actively doing something about change and empowerment. I get to support that. I get to be an advocate. It's the best job, and it's the easiest job in this situation. Though I can honestly say the real job for support is the client's job. We're a society of hyper independence. I do it myself. If I ask a question, I'm weak, I'm dumb, I don't show vulnerability. We're a pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps society, and I can tell you that's not the Optavia culture at all, because it's not effective. We need each other. And so I'm going to ask you, can I put this on you? It's your responsibility to learn how to receive support. And it's your job to learn how to ask for it. Like, oh, yes, yes. That's how I got in this spot. I just thought I had to do it myself. It does. Hang on, somebody's off mute. It does not make you weak to ask questions. It makes you smart. It makes you powerful. So can you promise me that when things get hard, that's not the time you run away? That's actually the time you pick up the phone? Can you promise me you'll understand our support structure? Will you promise me you'll give yourself the 30 seconds to read the text and watch the videos? Will you promise me when we get started that you'll give yourself 2 minutes to talk to another human being? When I call, that you pick up. And if you can't pick up, you promise me you'll call back. And give yourself the 2 minutes. Because I know you don't want to diet. Am I hearing you that you want to transform your life? Yes. Promise me you're going to dive into these. Yes. Promise it for yourself. That's what we're doing here. And that's why Optavia is so successful. You have the opportunity to transform. So the other part of support, though, is ultimately it's a circle. It's like a battery that recharges itself. When you make changes, you are supporting everyone around you purely through your energy. You're a walking billboard through the way you carry yourself and your energy. So don't be surprised that people are going to notice. People are going to want whatever you got. And you're supporting everyone around you because you're becoming a better person through this. It feeds you right back. Cool. Awesome. So, do you have any last questions? Nope. You ready to get started? Yes. Great. What address would you like UPS to bring this to? Is that the same as your billing address? Yep. What type of card would you like to use? Visa. All right, what's the number? 4147 expiration. What's that code on the back? What's the best email address that you'll be checking? Because you're going to need to check the emails to get your reminders. Awesome. All right, I'm going to get everything set up for you right now. You can expect an email and a text right away. And welcome to Optavia, Ronica. Okay, save my number. This is my cell. Save my number. Text me, call me, whatever you need. Stay in touch if you have any questions, and we will get talk before you get started. Welcome to the family. Done. That is the Optavia experience. We are systems driven and personality enhanced. All right, I'm done.
All righty. Well, chat blowing up, and we want to make sure we end on time because we've got a few other great things. Did I tell you that I was a lucky man? Yes, I am. Chat's blowing up. The one thing that I want to share with everyone today is that the slides will be up. You can go back and rewatch this, and I will get ahead of the same question I always get. Oh, well, what if my health assessments don't look like that? Practice. Ashley gave you the actual master flow that you can show up as yourself and create the same experience. Some will go shorter. Some people will be a little bit guarded, and you're going to open them up over time. Some people will spew everything. And again, we want to kind of keep the time down on it so it'll be duplicatable, but it's okay if it goes long. Meet the person where they're at. I can share with you, if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could ever be Ashley. Actually, if you just hit each section and kind of remember her in the back of your brain, you can show up as yourself, just as amazing as Ashley showed up today. So I'll tell you the number one thing, the most amazing way to have an incredible health assessment is show up ready to focus on the other person and find out what they want, knowing that you have the match that's going to change their life. Ashley, anything else you want to add there?
No, just practice, just figure out your own mindset. The system is the same, but your mind is where the investment is. And you have a good mind. So you use it. Use it to connect. And yeah, that's what I would say.
Just a few different highlights: layering coaching early, obviously finding like dripping referrals, layering that there's different plans, finding out what their costs are, letting them talk verbally, like you're just greasing the wheels for an amazing experience. She lets them know how the components work so people aren't surprised how the support goes, because next week we're going to cover follow-up, because sometimes people say, let me check back and I'll get back to you, but like most people say, they just like, let me get started. We'll cover follow-up and how to support clients really, really well and simply next week with the systems process, but personality enhanced. All right, Ashley, thank you so much. The chat was blowing up. We'll make sure the slides are available for you all. And who's ready to do more health assessments this week? Drop me one in the chat. You can't wait to do your next health assessment now. Okay, it's blowing up. Well, great. We're going to give you a reason to do a lot of them. So we're going to wrap up here. Give us 11 more minutes of your focus time. No one leave here. We're at 3:52. No one leave this. So I got some cool stuff for you. All right, real quick here. I'm going to get rocking and rolling fast here. All right, so we have something very exciting for you this week. We've been watching you guys tear it up. I've been enjoying all the conversations. Oh my gosh, it's working. All these people are reaching out. Oh my gosh, your list is growing. I can't tell you how many people were like, I finally made the list. And it was really cool because like they could keep it in their head, even though they've said they've had it. I didn't get it. No judgment. That's why we're here to help you guys grow. So we want to give you guys something this week to add fuel to your fire. We're going to have a trilogy call this Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST. And I put fire because the people that are shared are going to bring some full health fire. And if you knew their whole story, it would blow your socks off. Because you have a lot of people that are thinking of getting started, and we want to give them a reason to jump on here. So because you guys have been doing the do, and only for this group, we're going to drop $4,000 in matching scholarships, matching $25 scholarships till this Thursday. So if they watch the call and they want to get started and you want to invest in matching with them, you can do that. You don't obviously need a scholarship. Denise's going to talk about that in a second. But we want to invest in you guys because right now it's also a business skill. You guys have all this momentum. People are looking for help. We want to help you guys add gas to the fire right now. So that's what we're going to do. It's eligible for new clients, new coaches, both at the same time if you want, and past clients that want to completely restart, that have been inactive for over a year that watch Tuesday night's call. The live webinar link will be, we'll have a live webinar link so they can join like this Zoom, and we will have a Facebook event page that you can add them to. We will also be living into that. There'll be a Facebook flyer that will look very similar to this. Man, don't our people look amazing? I'm so excited for the health stories because they're going to be so multifaceted. And we will post the link and everything you need to know later today, so you can share this graphic and start some of your sharing here. We post it in the copy and consistency page. And then also, Global Director Allison Petty will be sharing on our Monday Live, breaking down how to massively make connections, touches, follow-ups, and invite, and how to utilize this call like a pro. So everyone excited about this? Looks like the chat is. So let's see here. We will confirm. It's 6 p.m. PST. Thank you for catching that. This is just the mock-up. We'll have the flyer figured out here exactly. But it's 6 p.m. PST Tuesday night, 9 p.m. EST. So bring it. And again, Allison will go over a bunch of this on Monday, but just like this is like bring all your clients that need that encouragement of acceleration, that need to know like next level. Bring everyone. Let's pack the house. We're going to share some truth and help people start their journeys on fire. Ashley, did I hit everything on this? Anything else I need to cover?
Looks good. That's not the final flyer, guys. Don't stress. It was just something we had to put. The times aren't right on it. Don't worry about it. But those are the speakers.
Yes, we'll put out the final flyer and the Facebook event later today, and there will also be a form to fill out. There'll be a Google Doc form. That'll all be in the client support page. So if you have someone ready to go and you want to match and it's all done, just fill out that form and we'll do the match, and we'll do $4,000 till Thursday. So that's that. So with that being said, I want to pass it over as we wrap up here to some amazing people that'll help you know how to utilize this amazingly. So Denise, you are the master of inviting. So I want to bring on Denise, Global Director Denise Heinrichs, to share a little tips on like, okay, I'm ready to do my health assessments. I want to do more. I've been doing the do. I got people noticing. How can I really utilize this call? Denise, give us some quick tips as we kind of head into this Saturday.
Awesome. And I'm going to talk fast, guys, so hold on, okay? And there will be a document in the in our group for showing you some of this stuff. But I got to start by saying I tried it all. I tried just sending emails, handing out flyers 6 years ago. But what I really wanted to do was accelerate my invites and how people were going to show up. I mean, isn't the end result to have a client and a coach? It takes 5 to 12 touches, and I couldn't wrap my head around that when I asked them the first time why they wouldn't just come or why they wouldn't just show up. People need to know you're thinking about them. So how do we get people to this trilogy call? You make a list, you pick up the phone, and you personally invite them. Personally. When you make that shift to making it personable, I mean, how many times have we gotten a text or a Facebook message that's been cut and paste? We know. And shout out to Lisa Yakeley. She's been personalizing 20 messages a day, and she did 6 health assessments and 2 Coach Explorers this week. Okay? Boom. And I'm sure she started probably 5 people this week. Okay? She made it personable. She knows that they care about them. She picked up the phone. She called them. She messaged them. Okay? So it's not, I tell the people I work with, it's not just about the invite, guys. Invite them, but then it's letting them know that you're thinking about them, making that list and not forgetting about them. And if they say not this time, then you know what? You invite them the next time or move it to a health assessment. It's one touch. It's a way to reach out and let them know you care about them. I learned this from Shane LaBelle. You know what? Hearing that, he would say, I would love for you to join me. I'm going to be saving you a seat. These are the things that I learned from leaders throughout these years that's really helped me with the invites and made it much more personal. Will you join me on Tuesday night? And you make sure you're there fully present with your camera on. So anyway, guys, so the flow of this, Lori's going to go through, but today and tomorrow, call everybody on that list. Monday night, continue to invite. Tuesday morning, send them a message saying you're excited to have you join you that night. And then 10 minutes before the call, you send a link. So it's right there. Easy for them just to punch it and join you. And if they can't, life happens, guys. Don't go to that negative space. Life happened, okay? So you just follow up and you send them the recording and ask them what they thought of it. So that document will be in there. And also, on the scholarship, let's not discount our program. Let's really make sure that these people truly need that scholarship. Because think about it, there's a limited supply. So do the health assessment, talk with them about budgeting and all of that. And if $25 is going to push them over and they truly need that based on their budget, absolutely offer it to them. So check with your mentorship and stuff on that flow of that. But you guys, there's a lot of people that this is such a value, like what Ashley was talking about. That was gold. They're ready to just be all in. We were all ready to sign up and we're already doing it because she cared enough about us to talk to us about it. The money wasn't going to be an issue at that point. So anyway, you guys, there's just a few tips. I'll throw that document in there. And next, I am so thrilled to have Lori come on. I love this girl. She's an amazing leader. I've learned so much from her over the years on how not to be busy, and she's going to take away this overwhelm and show you how to do it. Lori?
Thank you, Denise. See, Brad, can you help enable me to screen share, please? It's not letting me. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay, let's just soak all of that in. Oh my gosh, Ashley, that was absolutely amazing, you guys. And just like, you know, she was talking and spending so much time on the awakening phase of the health assessment, I want to awaken you guys today to really look at how you can find time to fit this into your life. Because if you don't find the time, you're not going to be able to help and serve people the way we really want to. So I'm going to share my screen here. Good, it's working. Okay. All right. So how many of you guys find yourself, let's see here. I'm sorry, having a little, hold on. Okay. How many of you guys find yourself saying that you're too busy? Right? I know I have a million times. So the only thing that's going to help you to move forward from doing that is eliminating that from your vocabulary, having that growth mindset. How can I learn to make time? Because if we don't learn to make time, nothing is going to happen, nothing is going to change, and we're not going to be able to actually take control of our life, of our business. So this is an exercise I do with all of my coaches when they're getting started, or those that are saying that they have a lack of time. So I'm going to use April Pitcairn as an example. She has been an amazing, when she first came to coaching, she had like 3 jobs going on. She was part of like 20 organizations, and I'm not exaggerating, you guys. And the biggest thing she kept saying, I don't have time, I don't have time. So we're like, okay, let's just take a look at this. And I remember that turning point. The turning point for her is when she actually did this exercise. And I said, April, instead of talking about this, I need to physically see what is on your schedule. So when she did that, she put in all of her rocks. And what this is putting the things that are the most important things to you, the non-negotiables. Okay, so once you do that, so I'm going to just use this as an example of non-negotiables. These are things that are non-negotiables for me. Because sometimes when we put our most important priorities last, then we feel out of balance, out of sorts, overwhelmed. So if you put the most important things that are the most important to you first, then you feel that you are honoring yourself and you have more to fill in other areas. Okay, so I don't have a lot of time to go into details of this, but what I'm going to do is just give you guys examples of the way to set this up for yourself. And I highly encourage you to print this off. I'm going to go ahead and put a template for you guys in the Coffee and Consistency group. So if you guys, and you could just do this on Excel. This is nothing fancy, but do it so it's customized to you. But go ahead and share it with your support team so you can ask, instead of saying, I can't, I'm too busy, how about we take that growth mindset approach and we say, can you help me look at my schedule and see how I can fit more Optavia into my day? So this is an example of somebody who's working. The big rocks were in first, and then putting in the work schedule in next, okay? And then you're going to find the white space and say, where can I plug in my Optavia time? Now, one of the biggest things I like to encourage people to do, again, turn on the growth mindset and take a look at, okay, well, I am at work from this time to this time. The biggest time saver that I find for people is their lunch break. And if you're not taking your lunch break, I want you to pause for a second and say, why am I not taking my lunch break? Because if we don't take time to refill our cup, guys, and step away from the desk, we're going to be overwhelmed at work. We're going to be overwhelmed at home. We're going to be just plain old overwhelmed. So take time for you during the day so you can plug in some Optavia time, maybe go for a walk in the parking lot, put in some podcasts, listen to Ashley Miller, listen to this, you guys, over and over and over. When you have your drive to work, getting dressed in the morning, push play, listen to the audio on that. So it's going to become second nature to you. It's going to flow out of your mouth as easily and eloquently as it does out of hers. And that's going to help you to build your confidence that you're looking for. I could talk on this topic forever, but I'm going to kind of rush through this a little bit in respect of everyone's time. But when you're going to break this down on your calendar, there's going to be those little rocks that you're going to want to fit in while you are building your business. This is very, very important. So I highly recommend in the little red areas here, take time like Saturday night or Sunday morning early so you could look at your week at a glance, where you can schedule your week, see what you've got coming up so you're not surprised by things and not overwhelmed, okay? You're going to want to schedule in that 3 by 3 by 3 or 10 by 10 by 10, whatever it is that you're doing. You're going to have time, blocks of time where you can schedule in those health assessments. You're going to have your solid check-in days. Sometimes you might have while you're still working. You might have to have a few during the week, like an evening time and a morning time and maybe a lunch time, that you can still fit this in when you don't have huge blocks of time. You're going to have those follow-up days scheduled in as a window in your week as well. You definitely don't want to miss any of the trainings, like the Monday night leadership call, this coffee and consistency on Saturday mornings, and then the Wednesday habits of health calls. Amazing. And you're going to definitely want to schedule in time with your mentorship team as well, so you can learn how to move forward in your business. Oops, sorry guys, hang on a second. Additional rocks that you're going to want to fit in this week, like Denise was talking about, you're going to want to spend some time inviting everyone that has been asking to the Real Stories call that we're going to have Tuesday night. And then also Allison is going to be really giving you some more details on that on Monday. And then also on follow-up, you want to schedule in additional times there as well, because all those people that are going to be getting on the call, they're going to want health assessments. So you're going to want to schedule rocks in your schedule for that, because the more people you invite, you're going to want to have windows of opportunity that you can actually do the health assessment with them. And then just one last thing here, you guys, this is a really, really good thing to look at, is the way you're prioritizing your day and what's most important. Sometimes if we spend way too much time on Facebook or Instagram for just social reasons or just to veg out, it's just a time waster. Think about what you could be really fulfilling the most important utilization of your time. So this is just a chart that you can look at, and we can spend more time on this another day. If you guys want more training on organization, throw a 1 in the chat. We could definitely look at that in the future in some of our upcoming calls. And then you might want to create a template for yourself. You might, while you're still establishing the habit of organizing, you might want to do this on a daily basis. So you could say, okay, first thing in the morning, let me take a look at my day. What is the most important thing? What do I not have to spend my time on this or today? What can I delegate? Oh my gosh. Delegation is a huge topic that we'll cover at another time. But anyway, I'm very passionate about this. If you guys can't tell, I love this. I love helping people just really take control of their day and of their life. And it's going to affect you guys in every area. You're going to have more time to do more of what you love. So back to you, Brad.
Awesome, amazing stuff, Lori. Thank you so much. All right, guys, as we wrap up here, first of all, it sounds like we all want more, Lori. So maybe we could do like a Sunday. Like, would you do a live tomorrow on this, like in the group, and answer some more questions and go over this?
Sure,
I know that would be awesome for setting up the week a little bit more.
All right, yeah, definitely.
Details in the page. All right, guys, biggest thing is congratulations on investing in yourself. We're not just learning to be better coaches, we're growing our life and focusing on moving forward together. This is our community. So I just want to say congratulations on that. Let me just share some last couple things here, and we'll head out. The biggest thing I want to remind you all is, guys, don't forget, not only are you committing to your consistency, you're proof to others, you're proof to yourself, but you're building something bigger. And I'm just excited for all of you that are seeing the difference. I got so many messages this week that were like, oh my gosh, making the decision is the difference. I don't know where all these clients are coming from. because you guys have been consistent and you guys have been doing it. So remember what you're building. All right, guys, this week, inspect what you expect. A great rock in your schedule that, like Laura just talked about, is inspect your business halfway through the month. Connect with your support team. Let's chase those next level goals of changing more lives this month. Keep focusing on your health. That's the game changer. Keep sharing your story, the rocks, all those things. You guys, everything you've been doing has been creating success. Don't stop now. This is when the average people stop. This is when the successful people turn it up a notch. Invite people, personal drips, personal conversations, great follow-up, grow your list to the call Tuesday. It's going to blow your mind, but it's not only going to blow the people you invite's mind, but I hope that you guys walk away feeling more filled up for your own journey of life ahead, because the stories are great and they're going to blow some minds. And the clients that start from this will have a whole different trajectory of their health journey ahead. All right, guys, 3 more health assessments. Our Coach Explorers this week. Conversation is the win, and of course, stay consistent. That's the magic. All right, my friends, have a great Saturday. Thank you, Ashley, Lori, Denise, and everyone that dropped knowledge in the chat. It was absolutely incredible. So great spending the mornings with you all. Have an incredible Saturday. Have fun inviting. Have fun adding gasoline to the fire you're creating. And again, we're just getting started. All right, guys, have a great day. Get after it.
Bye, guys.